Hello everyone, this is the Super Wig Maker, and today I'm going to talk about hair. Now, as the title implies, and I'm going to throw the question in the beginning, is since everyone is such an enthusiast over my work, I wanted to ask a simple question. If people would be willing for me to become a hair reseller, and that means that I will guarantee for the best hair quality, no lame sales, no tricks for the customer, and that also means that I'm gonna be the one who's gonna make the trial and error to find good hair, so you can have a one-stop site to be able to buy hair. You can go to the site and I will make whatever you read about the hair is exactly what you're getting, with good close-up photos of the hair in natural lighting, all the options of the hair, no hidden information on the hair and everything. And I'm gonna elaborate on what I have in my hands and what I just found out all this time that I was searching with my beautiful friend Linda. Um, I'm doing this because the number one thing that most people ask me ever since I started making the tutorials is, do you know where to buy good quality hair? And the answer was constantly, you cannot trust anyone, I cannot guarantee for this or that. There are professional sites that have sold good hair and sometimes not so good hair. So I decided that it's better for me to dig into the factories that make the hair trade, the first ones that get the hair. And after that, I'm gonna take the hair and process it. Now, the most difficult part of all was to get factories that can communicate. This is the most difficult thing that I found, and I have to say that so far most of the factories were not very good and so cooperative. When they send you something that was not good, they could come with a very good excuse. When it was about excuses, their English was perfect. When you were asking questions, suddenly their English was not the best. So I don't trust everyone. So I'm going to elaborate in depth about what I regard good hair and what I have here. So let me first say that good hair is 100% virgin, raw, unprocessed hair, no chemicals, no hair dyes, no no chemicals to strip the scales of the hair, and this falls under the category of Remy hair as well. No dyes, no perms or anything. So first is super virgin, raw, unprocessed. I want to have the raw thing in my hands. The second is, as I said, Remy, which means that the hair is aligned from root to end correctly, so they don't tangle, and they just, you can run your fingers through and you don't have tangling at all. If they don't have scales, they usually do an alkaline bath, a harsh one, to remove the outer part with the scales, and this leaves the hair brittle and they still tangle a little bit. And also, the last but not least is the thickness of the end. These two are actually the same, but this is braided for the purposes of showing the ends. This is why it's shorter, because of the shrinkage. You can see that the ends are pretty this is not a super double drawn, but you can see that all of the hair until the half doesn't have any difference in the thickness, and then in the end it starts naturally getting slightly thinner. And this is something good. This is the identical. You can see that the ends are just normal. Of course, this can be fixed in my hands because I will be taking the hair and I will be blending the lengths. So I could possibly have thicker ends if this is what you want, because someone might say that this is not thick enough, but this is not an issue. But when I buy hair, I want to get thick enough ends, and then if I want to further process that, I'm gonna do that. But I don't want to get like 5 strands in the end, and I'm gonna show you in a moment. This, for example, has very little hair in the end. So also another thing is that I want to have both medium thickness hair for those who want to have like a little coarser hair and a little bit of texture, but also finer hair for those who either have European ancestry or whatsoever. Even black people have fine hair. That's because they have super curly or coily. There is a huge misconception that black people have like really thick hair. The thickest hair on the planet grow on the Chinese people. They have like horsehair. The Mongolian people, these people are, they have the thickest strands. Black people don't have so thick hair. It's just a misconception because they have super coarse hair, because of the texture of the hair and the curl of the hair. they think it's super coarse, but most of the time it's fine hair, and also it's brittle for black people. That's why a lot of ladies, they have a regrowth every month on the hair if it's dyed or permed, but the ends always are snapping, or the hair cannot grow really long. So don't ask. So what I found is that, first of all, I have gotten a lot of hair that is, medium density, but most of the sellers didn't have enough consistency. And I have found a factory in Asia. This is not Chinese factory. It's also not Indian factory, and it's important because this is Indian hair, and I'm gonna tell you something about that. And this factory has everything. They say we don't name our hair as Cambodian or Chinese or Brazilian, because most of these terms are just fake. There are hair who are called Italian yaki. What is an Italian yaki? Italian people don't have yaki hair. They are Mediterranean people, and they most likely have like fine hair, fine to medium hair. So most of the terms are just fake. They just take hair. I could very easily name this Brazilian hair because it looks like Brazilian hair. It just doesn't have any curl pattern because I straightened it. So they say that we usually sell hair according to specifications. Do you want medium thickness hair? Do you want really thick hair? Do you want fine hair? Whatever you want, we can work on that. And this is what won me on these people, that they actually, for once, understood the difference between the hair. I don't care if this hair is European or Indian or Mongolian or whatever it is, or if this is Indian or European. If it's super fine and baby fine, for me, it's European equivalent. Okay, so I don't care who grew this. I'm not a racist. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, I want this to be growing on a European person. So if it's not, it's not European. I don't care if it's fine and looks European enough. That's what it is. People ask for hair qualities: thick hair, fine hair, coarse hair, silky hair. If you get what you ask, this is what you want. You don't care where it grows. So they say that we can provide whatever you want. So this is one of the things that won me. Now this is in a weft because I requested that, and this is a very good wefting. But I'm going to be taking the hair in bulk, and I'm going to be wefting it with the wefting machine that I plan to take. Very expensive. I'm going to say, when I take that, I'm going to show you as a white strand, which is okay. And this hair I plan to take, so keep this in mind. This hair is perfect for European hair, humans with medium to thick hair, to anyone who has an ancestry of Africa or Asia or even Latin America. This hair is perfect. Look at that. And also I have run a test on a bleach and dye and everything. This hair bleached so nicely, and I told these people I want the hair to be virgin. They said don't worry, the hair is gonna be virgin because they are not Indian, as I said, which means that they don't get the hair from temples where you don't know the individual that sells it. We take ponytail cats, and we know. So we also know that this hair is from a single person, not this specific one. So when we see that, we classify it as thick, medium, or fine. So we arrange it accordingly. We don't just blend hair all together in a huge, like 10 kilos of hair, and blend it and take lengthwise and then just sell it. We just keep in mind everything. It's perfectly cuticle aligned, and we know what we're selling. So we also know who is having the hair dyed or not. There are people who keep selling from poor villages, unfortunately, but this is not donation hair. This is not religious hair. They get paid for what they do. So keep this in mind. This is perfect hair. I'm definitely going to be taking this. The next thing that I wanted to have is, oh, sorry, before I go to that, I also asked them if they have not very thick hair, but coarse hair. You know, the texture needs to be yaki. They said that we cannot guarantee for you that we're gonna have like a huge amount, but a couple of kilos we can actually hand pick them and see that. But they also said that we cannot guarantee that what you call a yaki, it's gonna be a yaki, because people have different conceptions of what good hair or yaki hair is. Someone will say that this is coarse hair. For me, this is. But someone will say that, are you serious? This hair is practically silky, although I can feel the texture. So it falls under personal conception. So they told me that if you want to get like coarse hair but not too thick, we can actually hand pick them And this falls under the category of trusting us with what you ask and what we're going to sell you. We're not going to send you like super fine silky hair and say that, oh, we didn't understand what you said, we thought this is coarse. No, this is not coarse, and they know that, and they're trustworthy. So for the super yucky texture, because there are people who want like the super crimpy texture like zigzag, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to have that, but I'm gonna see what I get, and I'm gonna classify it and tell people that I have this, this, and this. So if you buy from me, you know what you're buying. This is the most important stuff. So medium thickness, not too thick, because I want to be able to ventilate that as well. And this hair is easily ventilatable. It appears to be thick because of the texture, but in reality, it's just medium thickness. This is identical. So let's go to the fine hair. There are a lot of people, either because they have European ancestry, or they are, more Arabic or Jewish, or even Africans who want to have like a silky texture because it's an option. They might want fine hair. So my first guess was Indian hair, and take a look. This hair is perfect. First of all, the thickest strands it has in here are fine, and then the finest strands it has is literally baby fine. Like, look at that, it's almost like Slavic hair. There are some strands that are practically invisible to the lens. Not there, there it is. I can barely even grab that. Look at that, it's like Velus hair, so fine. And even the long hair have hair strands like that. Like, look at that, super fine in texture. The problem is with these factories that some of this hair was sent to me by Linda. This is what I got. Some of this is being sent by Linda, especially this one. The thing is that they don't have consistency. Now this and this are all the same. This is a little more brown. You can see that it has darker root and lighter end, which means that this is a natural ombre. This is a little darker, but they all have exactly the same qualities. Look at that. That is perfect. The problem is that this is much more expensive than that. Let me just keep this here for now. And it's not double drawn. The consistency is not wise. The same vendors, when I asked them for fine hair samples, they send me this, which looks a little like my hair. It's fine enough, but not as silky as that. It's as fine as that. And I'm gonna go with this for now. I'm gonna explain to you what that is. This is not Indian hair that I'm holding. This is not Indian, this is Indian, but they look almost identical, and the thickness of that is thicker than that. So, and also this is even worse. Look at that. This is Indian hair. The Indians are famous for this, orange thread. If you get that, it's most likely from India. But look at that. This is medium coarse hair. Look at that. They probably blend seamlessly. And this is expensive, and it has 5 strands in the end. It's not even double draw. It's shorter. It was more expensive than that. And it was also named as fine Indian hair. This is not fine Indian hair. This is thick hair, medium thickness. It's like one step before the Chinese hair. So if the Indians sell all these as under the same category, I cannot guarantee that I'm going to take that. And if I'm going to gamble, I wouldn't mind paying the amount of money for this hair. I would give a liver and a heart to get this. But I'm not always going to get that. So why do I have to bother with Indian hair when I can get this, which is almost like that, and I'm going to show you. Or if I get this, which is like that, and pay a huge amount of money. And this hair smells really badly, and it also has lice in there. The Indian hair have that because the people who donate the hair to the temples are very poor people. They don't have the best hygiene. There's no lice on that hair. So I contacted this seller again and told him that you have multiple qualities. Why didn't I ask him initially about thin hair? And they said that yes, of course we have, from very thick to very fine hair. And they included a really small sample. Take a look. There is a natural ombre. And I asked them, what kind of hair is that? Or how do I ask for that hair? How do you classify that? And he said this is fine hair what we call, and it's usually either from people who have this kind of, because they have a ponytail, they don't blend the hair. It's very easy for them to see that, oh, that individual has fine hair, so let's put it in the fine hair section. And also from younger individuals. Now this makes this hair rare, more rare than that, because it's the same factory, and it's almost as expensive as that. And yeah, they don't have like, the only thing that I have to say between this and this is that this is finer than that, because this specific one is just like so flowy and airy, but you can't get that anywhere. This is almost like that. You can almost see that they don't have a huge difference, only this is silkier than that. This is a little bit more of a less luster hair. This is a little silkier than that, and it's pin straight and appears heavier, but because it doesn't have any, like, look at that, you can't even squeeze it because it's so straight that it bundles into one section, while this you can actually, it fluffs up. So here's what I ended up saying, that if I have to buy expensive fine hair, more expensive than that, then I want to have consistency. I wish I could get that, but if this is what I get, and also I'm pretty sure that they might have finer hair than that. Not everyone grows this fine hair. This is just a sample, and they say that this is what we regard fine hair. So I'm not going to deal with the Indian trade vendors. They're not trustworthy. They don't have the best quality always. They have super nice quality sometimes. The hair sometimes smells. It has lice. It's single drawn. This is effectively double drawn here. See that? And I'd rather pay for this and know what it is than gamble with that and end up having this and then not have what to do with that, because I'm going to be selling hair. I'm going to have to be able to make a profit. If I'm selling coarse hair like that, then I better buy it in the normal reasonable price for that. If I'm buying fine hair, it better be the same fine hair, even though it's more expensive. I don't want to pay for expensive hair and get this. So this is one of the hair. This is the other hair that I'm planning to get. And the last quality that I was about to take, so let me just take this here and show you why this hair is amazing. European hair. When we say European, we always mean fine Slavic hair. There's a lady from Romania, as far as I know. I'm sorry if she's not from Romania, but I think that she's from there. She's European. She sent me some samples, and also I got some samples from a Russian guy who is directly a gatherer of hair. He cuts hair from people and then he sells that. So here's what. First of all, this and these are the finest hair I have ever seen in my life. Let me just go out with this one first. Not only this is a natural color, a perfect color, but this is almost like mohair. It's so fine. This is like baby. I wouldn't be shocked if this hair came from a very young individual. But this is very expensive, and this is another one, which is super. This is finer than my hair. I don't have Slavic hair. I have fine European hair, but not Slavic. This is another one. Not as blonde, but this also feels like more hair. It's so creamy. It's almost like doll hair, but very, very, very expensive. So I'm not gonna be able to have this super fine quality in stock. Maybe I will be able to cooperate with these people and tell them that, you know what, you're gonna supply me the fine hair, and I'm not even gonna make a profit from that, because I would have to resell this very expensively, because I will be getting expensively as well. Let me just put this one inside as well. Remove the air. So I got more samples, like I remember these samples are fine. There are other samples that are fine, like for example, I have some hair over here. No, not this one. This is something like this. Oh, there it is. The big bag. Here's what. This is fine European hair and it looks European, and this is also regarded European, although I'm gonna show you something. This is also fine. This is fine indeed. I can see that, I can touch it. It's as fine as as this one. Almost a little darker, so it might not be that fine. But take a look at this. This is fine European hair and very expensive. And take a look. I don't see a huge difference. Okay? Maybe this has a little bit more of some really fine strands in there, but the majority is like that. And this is definitely not European, and it's not as expensive. So why even bother? So most of the times this hair can compensate for European quality, Euro texture. This is what I'm gonna call it, Euro texture hair. And this is also not religious hair. So if you have a problem with people donating their hair to the temples of India for religious reasons, this hair is perfect. This is perfect as well, but this is super expensive. And I don't remember that lady from, let me just get some elastics here, because I don't remember that lady from Romania, how much she said about the hair, but I could possibly contact her. Maybe she could just supply for people who want, because there are a lot of times people who have to go to very expensive sites to buy the high quality European hair when you could possibly get it cheaper. Now that person from Russia that I told you, he said that 24 inches, this is, I think this is 20 inches. Let me just find my, where's my tape? Anyway, oh, just try to see here. Yeah, I think this is 24 inches of bulk hair. So if it was wefted, it would end up being less. Of European hair, 1 kilogram of that would cost about um, 3.5 to 4,000 euros. So it's a little more in dollars. So you realize that 100 grams could be like 400 bucks or something, very expensive. But he said that he's willing to sell this cheaper on me if I am a reseller, if I get wholesale and stuff. So I don't know. I could possibly be able to resell European hair, but for now, I think I'm gonna refrain from the real thing, and I'm gonna sell that unless someone wants to deal with that. Or if you have your own European hair, you can send it to me. Now this is coming to an end. It's a little bit already too much, too big for a video. Yeah, these are the same. Like this, for example, here is European hair. It's a sample. And effectively I can say that this is almost identical to that. If this is even darker than that, and it has some strands are thicker than that. If I saw that, I wouldn't think that this came from a European person. Maybe it could come from an Asian person. But Europeans grow hair like that, which is thicker than that. Just because we're Europeans doesn't mean that we don't have thick hair sometimes. So yeah, that's one thing, but this is super expensive and this is much cheaper. So to bring this video to an end already, because it's already too long, I'm gonna recap and say to everyone that I'm gonna be getting medium thickness hair, not too coarse, not Chinese hair, and fine hair, and I will be able to get, I will try to get some yaki texture in this one as well, and I'm gonna see if they have different lusters in this one, so it's not like so perfect and straight. These two hair qualities will be the norm in my site unless I expand. So I want you to tell me your opinions about hair, what you would want to see. I don't want you to tell me bring Brazilian or bring Cambodian or bring Peruvian, whatever. I don't care about that. I want you to talk to me about qualities of hair, how thick it is, how coarse it is, the double drawn effect, if you want this to be like super double drawn so it has even thicker ends. If you want the fine hair to have different qualities, whatever you want to say, just throw me a message below, and eventually I'm going to upgrade myself into no longer accepting hair from the customers. When I build my database with my drawers with hair of all kinds, I'm no longer going to accept people's hair, because so far I had a lot of times problematic orders because the hair was not good quality. It wasn't bleaching. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was. It didn't work very well. It had thin ends, too many fillers. I don't want to have to deal with that. So eventually, I'm not only going to be selling this hair for whoever wants to have it. I'm going to be working with this hair exclusively on my orders. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it will happen in the end. I can't always. Someone is making a profit from my wigs because he's selling hair, and I should be that person because I'm making the wigs. I should be providing the hair as well. The Asians, take a look. I asked for white hair, and I asked for white hair for the sole reason that I wanted to have light colored hair in order to, I'm gonna make a standalone video for that. I wanted to have light colored hair in order to be able to dye it to a lighter version, because you can dye these two hair, but they could get very good into a dark blonde or a light brown. I wouldn't try to turn it lighter than just, I mean, up to my hair it will be possible, but lighter than that it would be too much. So I wanted to get virgin white hair and then be able to turn it wherever we want. This is what they sent me, and they came with an excuse like, oh, this is not black hair because it has white strands. This is what we call white hair. Bet this is not white hair. This is gray or salt and pepper. And eventually I found another seller. I paid a shitload of money for this hair. What a waste. I'm gonna see what I'll do with them. And I got this, which is exactly what I asked for. But this hair was extremely expensive. Look. It's very fine in the ends, which was okay. It has a little bit of black hair, which I could possibly like just, you know, pinch it out and then just try to separate that. Or the case is that if I bleach this hair, the darker strands will turn into a lighter brown or a dark blonde, but with the white in there, this could very easily turn into a perfect bleach blonde. And this is very long. This is 32 inches, but look how thin. So I might try to get a quantity of this hair. This is like 95% plus white hair, but this is very expensive, and I wanted to have this only because for those who won't have a blonde shade, you wouldn't have to over bleach this to get a blonde shade. A platinum blonde, you could have it, but as I said, this is super expensive for now. Take a look. Like literally, this is more black than white. What were they thinking? So yeah, this video is coming to an end. I'm gonna make a standalone video for the gray hair, and eventually I will be able to have all that. I'm gonna make a site where you will be able to just pick whatever you want. You won't have to mail me for orders. And yeah, what I said, just give me a comment, ask me anything you want, give any explanation or any solution to what we're discussing here, and thanks for watching.